See, what they didn't know was once they got Gary Cooper in touch with his feelings, that they wouldn't be able to shut him up. And then it's dysfunction this, and dysfunction that, and dysfunction motherfucker.
If you're a fan of The Shield, Battlestar Galactica, Breaking Bad, or Game of Thrones, you owe The Sopranos creator David Chase a debt of gratitude. We've been living in a post-Sopranos world for so long, it's difficult to remember what TV looked like before New Jersey's most famous fictional mob family, Tony, Carmela, Meadow, and A.J., entered our lives 20 years ago on January 10th, 1999. To show how The Sopranos changed television, let's turn the dial back to when TV sets had dials. Once upon a time, episodic television followed a simple formula. The characters at the center of any given show were essentially good people, forced to confront conflicts that could be easily resolved over the course of a half hour or an hour. Those conflicts could include annoying family members, lawbreakers, or troublemaking aliens. Week in and week out, the heroes would be tested, but they'd never fundamentally change. The 1990s did bring a few shows that put this formula to the test. Twin Peaks introduced dream logic into mainstream television. NYPD Blue featured a precinct filled with emotionally troubled cops. Prophet starred an out-and-out villain as its leading man. And 2 years before The Sopranos, HBO's Oz took place in a maximum security prison where good men were hard to find. Fun fact, the first 2 seasons of Oz featured the future Carmela soprano, Edie Falco, in a supporting role. Despite those precedents, the shows that premiered in the fall of 1998 mostly followed the old model of TV storytelling. Then with the new year came a new kind of series. David Chase conceived of The Sopranos as a feature film before using the mobster in therapy premise as the jumping-off point for a TV show. After being turned down by multiple networks, he got the go-ahead to make a pilot for HBO in 1997. The rest of the first season wasn't filmed until a year later, which is why the cast, particularly James Gandolfini, appear noticeably different between the first and second episodes. Chase dug deep into his personal life for material. Growing up in New Jersey, he populated The Sopranos with the people and pop culture that defined his formative years. Plenty of creators have used their own lives for dramatic fodder. What set The Sopranos apart was the brutally honest way that Chase translated the flaws of the people he knew into the characters he created. That includes his own mother, who serves as the model for Tony Soprano's bitter, vengeful mom, Livia. On the DVD commentary track that accompanies the pilot, Chase says, quote, "I do believe that there's a lot of excusing of bad behavior. The Sopranos puts the audience in the uncomfortable position of watching characters behave badly without any excuses or even immediate consequences." Within the first 10 minutes of the first episode, we see Tony commit his first act of violence. Later, his nephew Christopher executes someone in gruesome fashion, and the episode climaxes with Tony's crew blowing up the restaurant of a childhood friend. Before The Sopranos, movies like The Godfather and Goodfellas mythologized mob life. Tony and his associates liked to imagine themselves as continuing that romantic tradition of the noble gangster. The pilot even imitates the visual style of The Godfather as a way to indulge the audience's nostalgia. But Chase isn't about to indulge the audience's desire to sympathize with our main character. As played by Gandolfini, Tony is both gregarious and terrifying. On the commentary track, Chase points to a scene at the end of the pilot where his star's performance crystallizes who Tony is. As he says, quote, "He could turn on a dime from concern to rage to really scary rage." The rest of Tony's family are also deeply flawed. Carmela is prideful, Meadow is spoiled, and A.J. is directionless. Where television previously emphasized an idealized version of the American nuclear family, The Sopranos found its richest material in family dysfunction. You can see the reflection of Tony and Carmela in TV marriages like Walter and Skylar White and Don and Betty Draper. Those shows understand the power in exploring, rather than ignoring, the darker complexities of human nature. Not coincidentally, Mad Men creator Matthew Weiner was a writer on The Sopranos and brought the same level of exacting specificity to his own series. Chase emboldened an entire generation of TV creators to make visual artistry a feature of their storytelling. That impetus has resulted in such memorable moments as Battlestar Galactica's elegant time jump to one of the marvelous Mrs. Maisel's epic long takes. Right up until the very end, The Sopranos defied television conventions. The 2007 series finale refrained from revealing Tony's ultimate fate, opting instead for a sharp cut to black that led some to believe their TV service had been disrupted. Often lost in the ongoing debate over whether Tony is alive or dead is the fact that Chase provides an answer of sorts in the pilot. In their very first conversation, Tony tells Dr. Melfi,
"But lately I'm getting the feeling that I came in at the end. The best is over."
He's referring to American society, but really he's talking about his own life. Tony is at his most powerful before the series begins. Everything that happens after the pilot is a slow-motion crisis that chips away at the existence he's constructed for himself and his family. There is no happy ending waiting for him, just more uncertainty. Though Chase plans to revisit his larger world again in a prequel film, The Many Saints of Newark. But the true legacy of The Sopranos lives on in the television we binge now. As long as Tony Soprano is TV's patron saint, we won't stop